Good evening, Noswatha. Welsh victims of the contaminated blood scandal say it isn't fair that they get less financial help than those in England and Scotland. The Welsh and UK governments are in discussion about payments for people who were infected by treatments they had on the NHS years ago. A public inquiry into the scandal is underway, and our political correspondent Daniel Davis has been speaking to one patient in Caerphilly who has been affected.
This is the treatment. This is 500 units. This is what I have every other day.
It's part of his routine now, managing his condition. But Kirk was just a teenager when he learned he'd been infected in the worst treatment disaster in the history of the NHS.
To find out that I had hepatitis C was just broke me, really. I have not anger towards now anger towards what happened when I was a child.
The whole system.
Yeah, the whole system.
Thousands across the UK were given contaminated treatments in the 70s and 80s. Support payments are available, but they're lower in Wales than in England and Scotland. Because his condition has led to cirrhosis of the liver, Kirk gets £18,500 a year from the Welsh Government. In Scotland, he'd be entitled to £27,000. In England, it would be £28,000. Is that fair?
No. How can it be fair? He was infected under the same system. I've got the same medical condition, same damage done to my body. I just want to know why the government thinks that my life is worth less than somebody in Scotland or England.
Kirk thinks the Westminster government should pay. In April, Theresa May announced extra funding, but only for England. The Welsh Government says they'd agreed to work towards a UK-wide system. Scotland's higher payments were introduced last year. Northern Ireland has the same system as Wales. For years, Kirk, who's 38, wrongly thought his illness meant he couldn't have children.
When he was born, it changes your whole thought on life.
Now he and his partner Elizabeth have a 2-year-old son, Hayden. A public inquiry is travelling around the UK. Kirk wants to give evidence when it comes to Cardiff in July.
Is it important to you to tell your story to the inquiry?
Tell it in front of somebody who's going to make the decision of what recommendations would come at the end of the inquiry.
Patients like him hope that inquiry will lead to compensation and an admission that they were failed.
So, Dan, if Scotland has increased payments, then why can't Wales do it too?
Well, yes, we've heard from another family who's affected in a similar way to Kirk today, who say that the Welsh Government could sort this out. I think it's partly a question of money, partly a question of principle, and partly I think they may have been caught out politically, because in January there was a meeting in London of ministers and campaigners, and people came away from that thinking, great, we're going to go back to a UK-wide system, bring everyone up to the Scottish level. Then there was the announcement by Theresa May in April about more money, but only for England. And what we're left with is this patchwork of payments, different sums of money for people in different parts of the UK, depending on their illnesses, different regimes for widows, for example. In England, they're means tested, but not in other parts of the country. But what all these payments have in common is they're known in the jargon as ex gratia, meaning the government makes them voluntarily, because no UK government, no one in authority has ever admitted that they were to blame for this scandal.
OK, Dan, thank you very much.